Hello and welcome to Learn English with Shivkanya. Let's start the fourth episode of the sentence improvement series. But before we dive into this lesson, let me draw your attention to the answer of the question that I asked you at the end of the third episode. Let's see the answer and its explanation. Last time I asked this question to you. The question was, the Doctors Association has threatened to go on indefinite strike support of their teachers. The wrong phrase is support of, and the options are on supporting to supporting, for support, in support of. And the correct answer is in support of. So the option is the right answer. Back to the lesson. Let's start with the fourth episode. Question number 1. Despite of several representations and reminders, the district administration had not taken any action to stem the systematic encroachment of water bodies. The wrong phrase is despite of, and the options are because of, despite, although, in spite, and no correction required. You need to understand, despite is a word that can be used alone. It doesn't take any preposition. And one more important thing, despite is followed by the noun. Now you can see here representation, reminders, these are all nouns. So despite is followed by the noun and it is used alone. This is the basic thing. Now people often get confused between the usage of despite and in spite of. Always remember, in spite is followed by the preposition of. In spite of is a fixed phrase. On the other hand, despite is always used alone and it is followed by a noun. So the correct answer is despite, option B. The second question, while it is well known that there are large-scale leakages in the public distribution system across the country, there are many states which have managed successful reform the public distribution system and deliver food grains to the poor. The wrong phrase is manage successful reform, and the options are managed to successfully reform, managed successful reforms, managing successfully to reform, managed for successfully reforming, and no correction required. Now, one basic thing we need to understand, have is always followed by the third form of the verb. So, managed is the third form. This is the first correction. Now, managed what? Reform. Managed to reform. Reform is a verb and it is preceded by, not by an adjective. Successful is an adjective. We need to have an adverb here. So, put an ly suffix and you will get an adverb. Managed to successfully reform what? The public distribution system. So the answer is in A option. Managed to successfully reform the public distribution system. This makes sense. The third question. The 4-day workshop is being conducted for Gear Up administration to the changes that will follow with the implementation of the Right to Compulsory and Free Education Act 2009. The wrong phrase is for gear up and the options are so geared up, to gear up, for geared up, to gearing up, and no correction required. Guys, you need to understand, when there is a reason, cause, purpose, we use to. The 4-day workshop is being conducted for a reason, and that is for to gear up the administration. So here comes to, but to is always followed by the base form of the verb and not by the ing form. So B is the right answer. Question number 4. The court refused to provide relief to the petitioner and stated that plying of all diesel vehicles was banned with immediate effect. The wrong phrase is provide relief, and the options are provision of relief, providing of relief, provide any relief, provide relieving, and no correction required. Now here to provide is a verb and relieve is also a verb. A main verb doesn't follow by immediately a main verb. So it should be a noun. What is the noun form of this relief? That is relief. Okay, so relief should be there. And refuse indicates a negative sense, and whenever there is a negative sense, we need to take any. The court refused to provide any relief, that is any relief to the petitioner. C is the correct option. Question number 5. Although business schools might be able to take a consensus on what they should teach, the proper question is whether what they teach qualifies students to manage. The wrong phrase is take a consensus. The options: arrive for a consensus, make a consensus, derive at a consensus, reach a consensus, and no correction required. Consensus means to come to the decision, come to the point. Okay. Now here in this question, you need to understand the matter of collocation. What is collocation? Collocations are the words which are often placed together by tradition. There is no rule for that, and I have made a video based on collocations. The link of the same one is given in the I button and in the description box. Please go and watch there. You will get to know what is meant by collocation. Now back to the question. Take a consensus is not a collocation, correct collocation. Reach a consensus is the correct collocation. So these were the 5 questions that we have seen together, and now it is your turn. You are going to give the answer of the following question. Now it's your turn. We will be going to Rome as soon as we can, but we are staying in London for some time being. The wrong phrase is for some time being, and the options are for being some time, as some time being, for the time being, as the time being, and no correction required. You're going to write the answer of this question in the comment section. We'll see you again in the next lesson. Till then, keep watching, keep learning, keep growing. Learn English with Shivkanya. Thanks for your time, love and support. Bye. Bye for now. Ciao.